Alex, thanks for your time. End of another season. First of all, how do you reflect on how it went from the point of view of the first team and results on the pitch?
Well, I think ultimately we achieved the objective, which was to make sure we secured another season in League One, which we did. I think the manner in which it happened probably was not A, how we would have wanted it to go, or B, how we'd expected it, although nonetheless the job is done. I think there's been many things that get thrown at you in any season. There's always ups, there's always downs, and to have three managers is something which I don't think anyone foresaw at the club, particularly after such a sustainable spell with Bonds in charge. And whilst it was a really difficult decision at the time to part company with Bonds, I think in hindsight it was the right thing to do at that point in time. Losing Neil after 70 odd days was certainly a surprise for everyone here, and it probably caught us on the back foot, and if we're being open and honest, it could have nearly relegated us. But look, we acted really quickly and we were able to bring Gary in, and I think he's had a really strong end to the season. He's had to get used to the group, he's had to adopt to life in League One very, very quickly, but if we look back at the last sort of 6-8 games, there's no doubt that he's turned the ship around and it's going in a really good direction.
He said in his final post-match interview that he isn't content to simply fight relegation each year. Is that a view that's shared by yourself and others in senior positions at the club?
Yeah, very much so. I think it's probably something that's representative of a team that has come up into a higher division. Particularly in the first season, everyone's excited to be there, everyone feels like they're the underdog, and great to be going to these fantastic big stadiums and great names of clubs that play in the Premier League. But there comes a point in time where you have to look at yourself and say, right, we've earned the right to be here. We have to raise the bar, we have to raise the expectations. We've done a lot of work around the club to grow the crowds, to grow the commercial partners. By all intents and purposes, we belong in this division, and we're showing that we compete off the field as well as on the field. So I think as we move forward, there needs to be a realism and an expectation, not just internally but publicly, that we need to raise that bar and we need to raise our expectations.
The retained list was released yesterday. I think most supporters broadly aligned with the decisions that Gary and Ben have made, but even though there were some difficult moments over the last year, all of the players who are leaving contributed in their own way to us staying in the division, which was the most important thing.
Yeah, I think it's a part of football, isn't it? Saying goodbye, and it's this secular thing that players come and players go each season, particularly in the modern game and particularly at this level. But nonetheless, all of them have played a part in making sure we got over the line this season. Some of them have been here for much longer periods of time. We can come on to Harrison in a minute, but those that are leaving us that potentially involved when we were in League Two, coming into League One, and cup runs and all the memories from last season, I think all of them, it's a big thank you for us in the way that they've conducted themselves, just not on the pitch, but as well off it as well. And I think, to touch on Harrison, 450 plus career games here at Cambridge United is a fantastic achievement for anybody at any club. He's been a phenomenal servant and we really wish him well in his career, whether that's in football going forwards or outside. I know he's been training to be a lawyer, which is an incredible achievement for him to be doing that alongside the game, and just shows the real character that he is.
And a really fitting send-off at half-time of that Wycombe game, didn't he? Yeah,
we wanted to get the news out early. It was a period of time where we hoped we'd be safe before we could do that, but it was important to us that we could thank Harrison as a board, but we could also thank him from the players' perspective and from the fans' perspective, and it was a really nice memory there against Wycombe for him to go out on the pitch and get the accolades that he deserves.
Moving on to off-pitch matters, season tickets been on sale this week. Included some quite exciting news with the new under-14s category, under-18s membership, and probably most importantly the announcement that the South Stand will be the new family stand full of home supporters. What went into those decisions, and how much of a difference do you think it will make having more seats for families at games next season?
So we've worked really hard over the last couple of years to increase the average attendance here. We've come in just under 6,700 and we've got aspirations to take that even further. We run at 91% home occupancy across all of the home areas this season, and we're asking ourselves, how do we increase that further? How do we get bigger? We've done a lot of work engaging with families and young children. A third of our season ticket holders last season were under 18, and a third of the match day attendance is under 18. But there are barriers in place. We've got an old stadium. We've been selling out all of our seats on a game-by-game basis, and to a certain degree we've been selling out the NRE and the North Hab in every game. The feedback we've had from everybody is they love coming to the Abbey, particularly if it's their first time, but it's unrealistic for young families to stand for 90 minutes, 2 hours. We also need to provide a better all-inclusive experience for them, whether that be where they're sitting, whether that be the experience they get, or whether that be the services they get. So we've taken the decision to swap the South Habin and the South Stand around. It's one that we've been looking at for probably the last year. We've been doing a lot of work in the background. It's going to cost us more money. It's going to cost us money to build 100 seats in the South Habin, which are going to go on the end 2 bays of the terrace. That's to comply with the EFL regulations, and it's going to cost us potentially a loss in revenue in the first season where we've got bigger away crowds and we're not able to sell them all the tickets they'd like. But in the long term, the value of a home supporter to us and the football club is exponential, particularly around secondary spend, but also in them becoming lifelong fans of the club. And as we're looking at the stadium development, and as we're looking to get to 10, 11, 12,000 in the next 5 years, we have to start building that fan base now. And really, it's a decision that we're really going to back ourselves on. We want to be at 7,000 average next year, and we want to see more people from the local Cambridgeshire area coming week in, week out and enjoying the Abbey.
And we've actually just spent a bit of time this morning out there looking at the sort of area as supporters come in, and we plan to sort of try and make it a more exciting place to arrive at when you come to a football match.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some work to the South Stand, particularly around the food offerings, particularly around how we engage with people coming through, what it feels like, what it looks like, and we're also going to be doing the same in the South Habin as well. We need to make sure we offer the best experience to away supporters coming. We're going to be putting some new bar in there for them, 100 seats. We're going to have just over 1,000 actually in total away fans we can get in there, plus 1,500 South Stand as well. So the ground will feel different next year. We're already seeing lots of migration around season tickets. We've increased the under 12 category to under 14 because we want to make it more attainable for younger supporters to come. And we're also starting to add some value to those that are under 18, and probably a demographic that maybe get neglected at time, and one which we can really start to focus on as we move forwards.
Where are we at with wider stadium works and improvements? Everybody now knows that we'll have LED advertising next season, and I believe that work on the club shop and ticket office is getting underway soon.
Yeah, so the LED decision has been driven by the new Sky TV deal. Next season in League One, there'll be 4 cameras on all of our games that are going to be broadcast on Sky's new streaming platform, as well as overseas through the website. So there's a real opportunity for us to harness that commercial value. We're already having lots of our sponsors ask for it in advance of this season, and I think it's a way that we can provide engaging content to them and the supporters as we go forwards. But there's lots of other things we're doing. We're putting a new food unit into the South Stand, we're putting a new food unit into the NRE, we're extending the NRE fan zone, we're going to be looking to bring in additional food and beverage trucks on a match day into the NRE fan zone, and we've also taken the decision to relocate and expand the club shop. So as of probably July, there'll be a brand new club shop at the front of what is the 50 site at present. It'll be about 3 times the size of the existing one, and it will allow us to make a significant impact on a match day. Many of you would have seen the queues that we've got going down Newmarket Road to get into the shop, and there's no doubt about it that we've been losing out on revenue there. So there's some minor things going on, but really as we look towards the future, it's about the redevelopment of the Habin and redevelopment of the NRE. We're in the latter stages of being able to get ready to go forward with planning. There's quite a lot of people that need to be assembled for that team, lots of different surveys that need to be undertaken, and lots of different individuals that need to come on board to help us consult in the right manner. We need to get it right, we need to get it right first time, and I expect us to start working on that planning application probably within the next month, and that's a 6 to 8 month process.
And what can you tell us about the new kits? Anything that you can share about the design or when they might be available for supporters to see?
So 3 kits next season, home, away and a third. First time we've done a third in a long while. They've all got varying themes, very much linked to the club, its history, its heritage and the city. The home one, very safe, but very, very nostalgic, and I'm sure will be a great success. The third one is tied to the city and its history and its heritage. And the away one is something probably that no one's ever seen before. But sometimes if you don't try new things, you don't learn. And we've also got a situation where we're looking at our retail range for the future. We're going to be moving forward with the new crest in a year's time. So there's an opportunity here to do something a little bit different and see how that goes.
And so on the crest, when will supporters get an update on where we're at with that?
Probably in a couple of weeks. We are in the process of finalising quite an extensive consultation period, which is going to be made up of probably around 10 to 12 different events. That will range from taking new designs out to soccer camps to engage with younger supporters, to kick sessions, senior lunches, business club, open supporter sessions, opportunity for supporters to view them here during pre-season. I think we're really keen to offer supporters the opportunity to see 2, 3, 4 designs that we're going to be looking at, and also to feed back on them in real life, whether that's qualitative, quantitative data, and for us to probably look at making a decision on that probably back end of August time.